We should be live. Says we
We
are.
are live.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
See who we
I
got in
haven't, even,
here.
I haven't even looked at the chat yet to see if.
We got Unfinished Project. Hello. Chucky's Garage. Buff's here. Quality Control's here. Bob Barger
Gentlemen.
is here. That's Amber's dad. Shellman's here. Tim Windsor's here. Busted Grill Garage. That's so far all that we have in the chat so far. How's everybody doing tonight?
One-eyed cat.
One-eyed cat.
It ain't a party till a one-eyed cat shows up.
What are you talking about, Shellman? How are we going to fail? Busted Rail Garage is here. Hello.
Oh. We never fail.
I think he's talking about Amber's challenge.
Oh, yeah. Maybe. Maybe so.
Probably. So I guess we'll just let everybody know. Amber made a rule for the live tonight, just the first hour, the actual tailgate talk. That since our topic tonight, which we'll go over more, is hobbies, not car related, and she said that we're not allowed to talk about anything car related. She actually was going to try to figure out how to put us in timeout if we talked about something car related, but she couldn't figure that out. So
yeah, this is what mine would probably look like.
It'd just be two screens with both of us like that. I did not say anything car related.
He's explaining the rules. That doesn't count. Is she already?
So Mohawk's here. Chucky's Garage says he can do this for hours about his other hobby. What's your other hobby? Buff says because race truck.
Buff, you're out. 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, avid bass fisherman.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna have to see if I can get some tips from Chucky.
Yeah. Mrs. Squarebody, she didn't make any coffee tonight, but she made some awesome broccoli and cheese soup. I had 2 bowls of that right before I came out here to get set up. So
that sounds good.
Yeah, it was very tasty.
I made coffee, but I didn't make it early enough, so it's in there in the pot, and I'll have to see if I can talk quality control into bringing it out here for me here in a little bit. For now, I have a Monster.
Busted Radio Garage says they knit socks.
Never tried that. Amber tried to make sock monkeys once. Sheldon says he does a lot of odd jobs as a hobby.
Yeah. I mean, one of the hobbies, I mean, of course, farming, I guess, is one of my hobbies. You know, my cattle, and in the summertime, I grow garden. There's Ugly Truck Experience. Hello.
How's it going? So do you want to, I guess we've got more people in here now than we did before. So we'll go ahead. Our topic tonight is just our other hobbies, things that we're into that aren't aren't car related. And Amber, quality control, made a rule that we're not allowed to talk about um, four-wheeled vehicles for the first hour tonight. So she tried to figure out how to put us in timeout, but it wasn't going to work out. So
Yeah.
it's we unfortunately we won't be sitting here in timeout the whole night. But I just saw Amber said I did make sock monkeys and they were adorable. She did. She did. Buff says, "What about motorcycles?"
Oh, that's a
Amber,
gray
Mrs.
area.
Squarebody wants to know if you still make sock monkeys. Busted Radio says the socks was a terrible joke.
Oh,
His farm and livestock are his hobby.
yeah.
So I guess we'll go from there, and I'll let you talk about your hobbies first, there, Chad.
Okay. So other than this, I do have a little table set up over here. I've done some leather work, and yeah, my hat band. Can't really see it that well. My wallet. Let me turn the.
Oh, that's cool.
It's one of the first wallets I made. I've gotten better. Made belts, repaired saddles, just little things. I made some. I wish I had a. Wish I would have thought about it. I would have brought out a. I don't even have an example of it, but last year for Christmas, Christmas of 21, my son-in-law, or not, stepson, he does the woodwork, so he cut out a bunch of and made us a bunch of boot jacks. You know, the wooden deals that you hook your boot into to pull your boot off.
Yeah.
He made several of those, and then I've done some decorating on them with leather, and kind of made a collaboration project for Christmas presents. They turned out really slick.
Nice.
I wish I could do more of it. I really want to have just like a separate, smaller building. All my outbuildings I got now, I need to be tore down. They're just too dilapidated to even try to renovate. But
Yeah.
I'd like to do more of it, but this other stuff that we can't talk about takes up most of my time right now. I do plan on moving that leather station to the front porch and kind of sitting up there, be out of my way in here, and because all that the leather and stuff I got is, I got to keep it covered up. It's dusty, and then that table just ends up a catch-all, like every other flat surface in my shop. Of course, my other hobbies other than this is, I said earlier, was my cattle farm, and in the spring and summer I do my garden. But my most favorite pastime, other than this, is hanging out with my wife. I told her I was going to say that. She wasn't sure if I was actually going to say it, but hanging out with her on the couch, just vegging out, watching TV, or, I mean, honestly, we'll have the TV going, but we'll both be on our phones sitting right next to each other, just snuggled up on the couch. And but it's just what we do a lot.
Nice. Any other hobbies you'd like to get into if you had more time?
Well, RC cars. I've got a little RC rock crawler I haven't messed with since about 5 years now. I kind of got into that a little bit, and that would be another hobby I could see myself spending a lot of money and time on if I allowed myself to. But because nowadays they've got some awesome looking. Oh wait, no, I may be getting in trouble because they're miniature vehicles. So
No, that counts or doesn't count. You can talk about RC cars.
Okay. Did you get the thumbs up from quality control?
No, she's in another building.
Oh,
She's in our office. She won't hang out in the
Okay.
garage. She says it's too cold out here.
Yeah. Oh, Mrs. Squareby says, how about home improvements? Yeah, that is another favorite hobby of mine. Actually, I do like doing, because, home improvements, stuff like that. Just have a hard time making time for all of it.
Yeah.
And I also like to cook.
So we got Amanda's here. Robert's here. I don't think I saw anybody else new. Oh, Auto Salvage Outlaws is here.
Yeah. I can't talk about that, Auto Salvage Outlaws. He's trying to trick me.
Yeah. Look there, Amber. ASO, you're grounded.
Yeah. Tried to trick
RC
me.
helicopter. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. I've been watching Cletus McFarland on their channel. They bought a bunch of, he got all of his guys on his channel, like, little cars for Christmas, and they ended up buying him a B-2 bomber
Yeah.
RC. I don't know if anybody's seen that, but it's awesome, and it looks like the real thing. And when it's flying, on camera, you can't hardly tell the difference. But they've destroyed the first one so far, doing some kind of cool stuff with it. But I don't know if I'd ever get into the RC planes or not. That just seems like an easy way to just really throw away money.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, where did Buff put on here? He attempted to fly his new drone. So Amber got me a drone for Christmas a couple years ago, and it was a intermediate level one. But what we didn't realize is it didn't have any of the stuff on it that we needed to have on it, being inexperienced drone flyers. I flew it one
Okay.
time, it landed in the neighbor's tree. I dug it down out of the tree, and it sat in a box for 3 years because I refused to try to fly it again. Since then, we've got a much nicer drone. As soon as the weather clears up, we're going to start trying to do some. Amber's getting pretty good at flying it. She's actually been able. We've done a little bit of footage, but we haven't got really good enough at it yet to really use the footage. But she's been playing with it quite a bit.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, I'd like to get one, because I think, if I take a trip down my gravel road or something like that, get the one that'll actually follow you.
Yeah.
But I think you got to get a pretty, a fairly substantial one to be able to have that capability. And that's the thing where I'm kind of hung up at. Do I buy a cheap one first to kind of get used to it? But I'm afraid the cheaper one is not gonna actually teach me how to fly one as good as if I just went in and got a good one. I don't know.
Buff says his is a Mavic Mini. It's fancy. I have no idea his will follow. I have no idea what ours is. Maybe Amber can put it in the comments. So ours was actually donated to us by my buddy Jeff. He bought it, never used it, and it's a pretty fancy one. It's got a lot of the features of the really expensive, like the DJI drones, but at a much lower price point. And so far, it's been pretty good. I think it'll fly. It'll follow you and stuff too.
Yeah.
Sheldon says that's what he had to start with, and he loved it.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's talking to Mohawk about the Red Cat rock crawler RC rock crawler.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't remember what brand mine was. It was one of the cheap ones, and now it's missing parts because I think Shellman stole parts off of it to get his going again when I kind of lost interest in it. Yeah, it's missing the steering servo. I can see that right now, and it needs new shocks. I was playing around with the shocks, and I need a new setup.
I played with
And I think
RC cars for a very short time. They were I don't even remember what they were. We did carpet racing, like indoor carpet circle track racing.
Yeah,
With,
that'd be cool.
I can't remember what it was. It was a way to spend a dumb amount of money and realize I didn't really like it. I wasn't very good at driving it, and it wasn't a lot of fun, and then sell it all for a huge loss.
Yeah. Yeah, Auto Salvage Outlaw is still trying to get me to talk about what I'm not supposed to talk about. And I'm going to call him out. He's just asking questions. I think he knows the answer to them. He's just trying to get me to say something because surely he knows what truck this is behind me.
I'm sure. So
And if he doesn't, then he's calling himself out for not watching my channel. So
there you go.
There.
Got Patrick, mostly Old Parts and Rust is here. I think this is Amber saying this is the one we have here, Holy Stone HS 175D. And she always thinks about trying it out after it's dark outside.
Yeah, Shelman. Oh, you stole my drive gear too.
I just saw that.
I say I got more missing on the inside than what I know about or what I remember. He probably told me. I just don't remember.
On 4 tires when you get over there.
Yeah, I mean it's hanging on the wall. Oh well, maybe one of these days I'll play around with it again.
So I guess I could talk about my hobbies and
yeah,
my current all-consuming hobby is screen printing. we got the bright eye. Well, so we did the shirts, just the one-off for No Name Nationals, and I love the print shop that we took them to. They did an awesome job, but we ordered them kind of in a short time frame. We knew that it was going to be really close. We decided kind of last minute to make them. And we asked them specifically, can you have them done by X and such date? And they said yes. Well, we set the date a week before we were going to leave for No Name Nationals. And then the night before we left the next morning, we actually got to pick the shirts up. And they did a good job. They made an awesome shirt, and I really like how they turned out. But in complaining about that to some friends of ours, they had a screen printing machine, and they gave us a smoking deal that we couldn't pass up on. So as soon as we got back from No Name Nationals, we bought it, and we've had it sitting in our office taking up space for, what has it been, 3 months, 4 months now? And we finally decided we're going to try to print something. Well, neither one of us know anything about screen printing. So we got to spend the last week and a half of figuring out first what we had and how to set the machine up, and then figuring out what we needed. And hopefully we're going to do some test printing by the end of this week. That's our plan. We got Unity Motorsports Garage is here. So that's our current, my current all-consuming hobby. But, and I was talking to Amber about this. I make cabinets for my garage, woodworking stuff. I haven't really done much of that in the last year and a half, but I enjoy making stuff for myself. I did try to make some stuff and sell it on Marketplace, and I don't enjoy that. It was fun for like, I don't know, a week, and then it got old and frustrating. And I mean, and it's bad. You put hours worth of work into something and somebody wants it for free, and I just can't. I'm not cut out for that. So I don't do any outside woodworking stuff, but I do enjoy building stuff for the house. And like you said, home improvement type stuff. Just projects around the house. Like I built all the cabinets in our house, and we built our bed and our computer desk and office and cabinets in our office. And so I enjoy doing stuff like that. And then where Chucky said he's an avid bass fisherman and fishes tournaments and everything, I I guess I kind of was an avid bass fisherman about 3 years ago, but I pretty much got out of it. I still have a couple of poles and just a small assortment of tackle stuff that I can use, and I have a boat, but it doesn't run. So I'd like to get the boat fixed and get it out on the lake this year, but I just don't. I haven't had time. I'm hoping that maybe I can get it put together. It doesn't need much. Well, it needs a whole new floor, but that's not a big deal. As far as making it run, I need to get the trim fixed. And I think if I do that and rebuild the carburetors again, because it's been sitting for, I don't know, a year since I rebuilt them the last time and hasn't moved, so it probably needs them rebuilt again, then maybe I can get the boat out on the water and maybe do some fishing this summer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something I've never really got into. I mean, maybe do some pond fishing or something like that, but I've only been lake fishing maybe 4 or 5 times my whole life. I like it. I enjoy it. It's kind of like hunting for me. I enjoy hunting, but I haven't really hunted for the last probably almost 10 years because if I want a deer, I mean, just go out and wait for them because I know where they're going to be at whatever time of day. And
yeah,
for the most part, it's not really. And I've always got so much other stuff to do. I'll just sit out there and think, well, I could be doing this now, I could be doing that now, instead of just sitting here waiting for a deer to come up. And
yeah. So, when I was young, like young teenager, I went hunting a few times with my dad, but I realized that I don't really like venison. And at that point, there was no point in going hunting anymore. So I haven't been since then.
yeah. I think we've got some
new people to the chat here.
New people. So you might want to explain to them why we're not discussing certain things.
So looks like we got 2 Hex Garages here.
Yep. Blake from Bad Tree Productions showed up.
Yeah, Blake's here. Who else did I say? I thought I saw a couple new people.
I'm not sure if Colleen was in here whenever we discussed
I don't think Andy from Unity Motorsports Garage was here. So we're not talking about four-wheeled people movers tonight because Amber outlawed it. She said we're talking about hobbies other than those things, and for the first hour anyway, we're going to try to avoid that topic. So we're just talking about our hobbies and looking for anybody's hobbies in the chat here. Let us know what you like doing other than working on cars.
Yep. Bob said, I think building an empire on YouTube is a hobby. There we go.
There you go.
We don't have to talk about what we do on YouTube. Just talk about YouTube stuff.
Amber says, now I have a fishing buddy, so she doesn't have to go.
Yeah.
So, that's funny because when we first got into fishing, Amber was as much into it as me. She took her mom out and was taking her fishing every day.
Oh, wow.
That was back in Colorado, just pond fishing. We did get pretty crazy with it there for a while. We were fishing 3 or 4 days a week.
Bad Tree Production, yeah. You just
racing video games.
Yeah.
I've never been good at racing video games. Do you do like the iRacing where you're in the little seat with the steering wheel and all that going on, or just like on like a PlayStation or something?
Yeah. The last console type system I had was PlayStation 2, I think it was. And I had a bunch of racing games and stuff. I played them a bunch. But it's one of those things, if I get to playing a game like that, I'll be up for 30 hours.
Yeah.
And I mean, I just like get completely engrossed in it, and it's pretty sad that a grown man can let yourself. I guess there's nothing wrong with it because I'll do it, but I haven't bought another one since.
I'm a closet gamer, and I don't as much as I used to, but I played a lot of Minecraft for a while, and that's actually how I started YouTube. I had a different channel where I was playing Minecraft on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Andy says he's into long range shooting.
I'm trying to catch up with the chat. It's kind of going crazy here.
Yeah.
Where was the?
Okay,
Oh, Mohawk
Blake.
says he builds model cars.
Yeah. Oh, that's another hobby I would like to get back into. I used to build them as a kid, but you asked if there's any hobbies I'd like to get into, and that'd be another one. I'd like to build model cars again, but it's just, and it's affordable. It's just time consuming, and I I don't have enough time as it is to keep up with what I've got going.
Jeff says horticulture, reading, and artwork.
Blake said Minecraft is like Legos, but without having to step on them.
Yeah. So I remember when like my kids were younger, like when Minecraft first came out. Like I got into it after it was really popular, but they were playing Minecraft. I'm like, why do you want to play this stupid game? What's the point? Well,
Yeah.
then I don't know, 2009 maybe, 2010 maybe. No, 2019 or maybe 2020. They were here for Christmas and they got me to play it on our Switch, and I was addicted, and I've been playing it ever since. And I don't play it, like I said, not as much anymore as I was, but I played it a lot for a while.
Yeah.
So
I downloaded a game on my phone, whatever, that Hero Wars. Last like 2 or 3 weeks, I play it. If I'm bored at work or sometimes at home when I'm just trying to get woke up, try to get motivated, I'll play it a little bit. But the problem with video games to me is that I'll get so engrossed in them, and that's all I'll do. So I try not to get into them too much.
wait, uh, Patrick says he plays video games, Modern Warfare, Apex Legends, Battlefield. So I can't do first person shooter games. My mind doesn't work. I've never been able to do it. I can't
Yeah,
aim. I can't aim and run and shoot. And I might be able to now because some of the controls on Minecraft are similar. Like, but on like a PlayStation, I just can't. I can't do it. I'm not good at it. Mohawk says he plays World of Tank Blitz. I'm trying to figure out. Andy said they have something against me, but I'm not sure what they're talking about.
long range shooting at the ranges or
Oh,
something.
okay.
Uh, yeah.
Ice fishing and duck hunting. So I had a friend when we were in Colorado who tried to get me into duck hunting. The problem with duck hunting is they only go duck hunting when the weather is not conducive to be outside at
Yeah.
like 3 o'clock in the morning when it's 3 degrees outside. I don't want to be outside. If they could do that do that in the summertime, I'd be all in, but not in the middle of the winter, first thing in the morning when it's dark out. Sheldon says one of his most expensive hobbies is coin collecting.
Yeah.
I
He's
can
getting
see
into
that being
that.
really expensive. Jeff says he does a lot of fishing. Amber, she doesn't play a lot of video games, but she wants the new Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy game. Somewhere, and I missed it. I was going to try to highlight it, but somewhere back there, Patrick said we need to put Amber in timeout so we can talk about cars.
Oh,
I was going to try to highlight it, but I couldn't.
yeah. Yeah, we're just at a half hour into this, and I'm pretty much out of stuff to talk about.
Yeah. Buff says he plays poker. He plays high stakes, so he plays with 2 pairs of underwear. I totally feel you there, Randy.
Yeah, I was just reading that one. I was like, that's me too.
Definitely. I can't. That's like I was talking about with the screen printing thing. I really haven't got anything done to the Jeep this week because all I've been focused on is screen printing and trying to get that thing set up and working. And I have a hard time switching between different things and keeping my mind going the right direction. I tried to work on the Jeep a couple of times, but everything I've touched on has been a disaster this week. So as long as you're having fun.
Quality control. Oh, quality control was a hobby you tried but quickly quit. I don't know.
Quickly, how define quickly? Are we talking like 3 days?
Got into it,
or like 10 minutes?
Yeah, like it. Maybe he's talking about something that you thought you might want to like to do, and then once you start doing it, you're like, nah, this ain't for me. I don't know. I don't really have any of those. And Mrs. Squarebody, she collects boots. We both collect boots. We both got more boots than any 2 humans should have, probably.
Robert said he tried model trains and quit quickly.
Blake
said Taekwondo. He got his green belt and gave up because the Simpsons changed the time they came on.
Priorities.
Yes, priorities.
Yeah, the model trains and stuff like that, or the slot cars. That would be fun to get into too, but you gotta have space to do that.
Yeah, that's my like. I had a little train set one time, and I thought it'd be cool to set it up and do like the fancy background. But I've never had anywhere where I could set that up. I do now, but I can't put it in here because, well, for obvious reasons.
Oh, Patrick. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Patrick. Yeah, the exercise.
You're doing pretty good if you make it a few months. I usually make it a couple of days.
Yeah, it's like it is something, lifting weights or exercises. Like, I'm gonna get into that, and I quickly quit that because it hurts.
Yeah, I haven't been avidly exercising since I got out of the Air Force. So Jeff wasn't here when we were talking about the drone earlier.
Yeah.
Amber says she learns something new every day.
Yeah. I remember we talked about slot cars, and as a kid, Dad is a big oval track. I think I can't remember if it had a crisscross in the middle of it, but it was a great big oval track set up on a 4x8 sheet of plywood, and I sat there and I don't remember how many cars it had, but it had cool cars, old Camaros, and I just remember I'd sit there and play with that for hours. You're just going around in circles, but it was fun.
I can remember I had some type of slot car. It was a toy though. It wasn't a slot car. Way back.
And I
remember we used to have to, like, the little contacts on the bottom would get rusty and you had to sand them so they would go again. And that's about the extent of my slot car.
Yeah. I got a couple smaller, Tyco tracks for Christmas presents when I was a kid and I kind of put them together and make my own thing, my whole big loops and everything in my bedroom. But that was after Dad got rid of the big slot car deal.
Chucky says building rockets. Him and his son do that as well. Is that like Estes rockets, like the little, I don't know, they got the little solid fuel booster in them? I did that. I had to be middle school. We had to do it for science class or something, and I got into it for about 2 weeks, and I built 3 or 4 kits, and then it went by the wayside too. So I guess that's one that I did for a while and then quit. It's funny, Amber. What were some hobbies you had as a kid?
Oh, yeah, Buff. Pretty much what Buff said. Riding bikes, playing with Hot Wheels, and building car models. That was most of my childhood.
Did you have micro machines?
Yes, I had a few of them.
Yeah, that we never really got big into actual Hot Wheels, but we had micro machines for days.
Really, I
Yeah,
had a few of them. It's just one of those things you forget about as time goes. You know, all the different stuff I had as a kid. And we went to Heather and I went to the store. I can't remember if it was in, where was it? I don't remember where it was, but it was. I mean, it was like a childhood or the Gen Xer's dream store because it had GI Joes, He-Man, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Hot Wheels, Micro Machine. It had all the stuff from when I was a kid.
nice.
A lot of stuff still in packages. It was, I mean, it was awesome. And there's some toy cars there. I can't remember what the name of the set was or whatever. They were fairly good size, but I forgot all about them until I seen him sitting in this cabinet. I'm like, oh man, I remember I had that, and
Nice.
I had another one. It's like bringing back all sorts of childhood memories of the toys and stuff I had. It was cool.
We used to go out. We had dirt bikes, and we'd go out. My mom had a pretty big backyard. That's like probably 2 acres, and we go out there and dig and build jumps. And we tried to make a motocross track in our backyard with a shovel. That did not work out well. But we did a lot of digging trying.
Yeah, yeah. I guess as a kid, once I got my 4-wheeler, that was the only thing. I mean, that was it for me. Once I got a 4-wheeler, that was it. That was, that's all I ever thought about.
Has anyone here watched Lamb Chop's World Lara Rosa Rails Hot Wheel Racing? On me.
No. Hot wheel racing. Is that on YouTube or something?
Yeah, what is that, Colleen? Kyle R, how's it going? Buff, was that like a heart transplant? Trying to catch up.
Yeah, me too.
Well, if it was, I hope everything went well and he recovers fully, and everything is good with that.
I believe I've seen something about that on Facebook.
Patrick says he thought of his model cars, control line airplanes. Yeah, so that's when my dirt bike interest died. As soon as I got my driver's license, I never rode a dirt bike again. Buff says he's doing great. That's awesome. Glad to hear that.
Yeah, Robert Layton, we can't talk about that right now. Not for another 20 minutes. We've got strict orders from quality control.
Well, I'm glad you got it. Was that bill flat enough? We tried, but it wouldn't stay flat. We put it in the press a couple of times. It sounds like it doesn't matter though, because the filthy hippie stole it.
That dirty hippie. Yeah, we got our patches and stickers in the mail. Well,
Awesome.
Shelman got them, and he got them to us yesterday.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
He's just messing with you.
Okay. I wasn't sure if he was just messing with us or what.
It got unflat, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
ASO tried. He tried for a while to get Chad to talk about that.
Patrick. I got 20 minutes.
Oh, that's funny. So I'm trying. I was on the cusp of thinking. So did anybody else take wood shop when they were in school and have to build the little CO2 cars? So like we got a block of wood and everybody got the same blank. It was like a 2x4 cut at an angle, and you had to hollow it out and cut it up, and then you had two little eyelets and you put it on a string, and then they had this thing that had a nail and it came down, popped the CO2, and you'd race them in the class.
Yep. I done that shop class, and it's kind of a tough situation. I had a car that my teacher was pretty sure was going to win state, and I've kind of looked into different geometric shapes, and I made the body. The body was only like, it was a diamond shape.
Yeah.
Like 3/8 or 1/2 inch diamond shape, and I done a lot of work to it. But ours, they gotta put it in a press, and it's supposed to hold 50 pounds.
Oh wow!
So he had the deal set up to put it in there, test it. We had our own test track and everything. He said, I don't think yours is gonna make it. It's too small. There's not enough material.
Okay.
We put it in there. He eased the weight down on it, and it bowed just a little bit and stayed. He's like, holy cow. And then, of course, I went all out. They had different wheels, lightweight wheels, aluminum axles, different, they call them bearings. It was just the straws that the axle went through, but I got the wax-coated ones. I got all this stuff for it that I was going to, when I final assembled, I was going to put it all together. It's going to be super lightweight and all that stuff. And we made a test run, and he's like, you just broke the state record. And I didn't even have my goodies in it yet. It was just the stock stuff. He's like, you just broke the state record. And so I was like, okay, cool. I got it all painted, and we wanted to test it out, one more time, make sure that it was going to hold the weight test. The weight slipped out of his hands just a little bit and bounced and snapped it. So,
oh man,
he felt horrible, but we fixed it. Actually, super glue, and that's when I learned the trick to use super glue and baking powder or baking soda, whichever it is.
Yeah,
it turns rock hard almost instantly.
Yeah,
we glued it back together, got all set back up. It held the weight. Everything was good. I was going to take it home and paint it, get it all finished, get it all put together. And while I was waiting for my brother to come pick me up, sitting outside I had it sitting with my school bag and everything in the hallway. I went outside, horsing around with some kids. I came back in to get it. It was gone.
Somebody stole your car?
Yep. They never did find it. They even had the shop teacher even had the custodians get up on the roof, make sure somebody didn't just chuck it up on the roof or something. It was in the box and everything. Yeah, it was gone. So I got to go to watch the state, and the fastest one there was slower than my test run. Yeah, it's
Wow.
pretty heartbreaking, but it was cool though. I always thought that trying to build another one, and I don't have anywhere to test it or do anything with it. But
Yeah. I uh I had a buddy and his dad owned a paint and body shop, and he built this car, and it had the most beautiful paint job you ever saw on this little car. And I don't remember what it looked like. I just remember that I was so impressed with the paint job. Mine was ugly because I just rattle canned it, but it was like painted and cleared and primer surfacer, and he put a lot of work into that. And I don't even remember what I think it was like a I think he carved out like the whole inside of it and made it like a little cube, like actual car. It looked like it was cool looking.
yeah,
I just remember thinking about how nice that paint job was.
yeah. Blake brought up Pinewood Derbies. That was the first trophy I'd ever won in my whole life, was a Pinewood Derby, and mine looked like crap. It was just a basic shape, like almost a wedge with a little notch cut out for like a cockpit. But my dad, the same case, I wouldn't have won if it wasn't for my dad. My dad started looking through the rules, and he chucked the wheels, they're plastic wheels about a quarter inch wide. He chucked the wheels in a drill and turned them down and smoothed them to where they were just super thin. He said, "There's nowhere in the rules that says you can't do this." He said, "We'll bring another set of wheels just in case they won't let you run." And he drilled holes in the bottom of it, put lead in there, and weighted it just right and everything. I didn't have anything to do with that, but yeah, it won.
Nice.
It was pretty cool. I got a trophy. Wasn't anything I did. It was my dad.
Never did Pinewood Derby either. I don't know if they really had that around us. They probably
Yeah,
did.
that was when I was in the Cub Scouts.
Country Mile Garage is here. Ryan's here.
Hey, Ryan finally showed up.
Blake says we should just call him two time. ASO says the slot cars he raced had electric motors and spent $2,000 on one car. That's
Holy
crazy.
cow!
He was talking earlier. That's drag racing slot cars, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I highlighted. Robert said he tried to put oil on the track to do a burnout, but we went a different direction before we talked about it.
I guess one of the other hobbies I used to have, and I actually turned it into a business for a while, was modifying chainsaws.
Yeah.
And with that, there's a guy from, I can't remember, I think it's the upper Northeast. They did a lot of scale drag racing, and they had chainsaw engines on them.
Yeah.
And he contacted me about possibly building something completely different than what was out there. And he never got back with me, but it was kind of cool seeing what they did with the chainsaw engines, put them on a rail car, drag car, and drag race them.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. But yeah, I used to
So
used to do a lot with chainsaws. Actually, that's my first YouTube channel. It's still live where you can go see what I did, but I didn't have any videos of what I did to the saws. It was just because I didn't even understand what YouTube was at the time. I just thought it was a place where you put videos up, and other people were just allowed to watch it. I didn't realize it was what the actual platform was. So, but my customers, what I would do is I would build the saw. When they'd send me a saw, I'd make a test cut with it, and you get a time. I make 2 or 3 cuts with it, whatever. Then once I modified it, I would test it out in the same log with the same bar and chain. Sometimes a longer bar and chain, and then you can actually see the actual difference.
Huh.
And it was pretty cool. But that's all I showed on my videos is like the before and after. And I think there's maybe one time I showed my face in all those videos. But it got to be kind of a racket because people say, "Oh, you're doing something with the camera. You're speeding up or slowing down." So I'm not smart enough to do that. I can modify a chainsaw, but when it comes to camera tricks, I can't do that.
So Shopcat said he used to race 10th scale electric on-road touring cars. He had about $2,000 Canadian in his race car. Oh, it's too light for sanctioned racing. So you rode in the 10th scale, or like it was like a go-kart race car. I'm assuming, like, not like a go-kart, but like a little mini race car. That'd be cool. Where's Country Mile Garage at? Do you know? Says he's getting ready for a snow.
I don't remember. We're getting ready for they're calling for 6 to 12 inches in my area tonight.
We're expecting 40-mile-an-hour winds tonight.
Yeah.
No snow.
But we're supposed to be getting a lot of snow here tonight. I don't know. There was about an inch on the ground when I came out here.
Oh wow. Oh, he's in Indiana.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Shopcat said his. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
an RC car, but
I'm tracking now.
yeah, his RC car cost more than the car he drove to the track with.
Nice. ASO says nope, I missed it. One set of tires cost $100, and that was the cheap ones. I'm guessing that's for the slot cars. Drastic. He's apparently on his community page. He's got a picture of his Fairlane that he drag raced. Blake says he used to play softball for 10 years, 3 days a week. Now he's not sure he can run anymore. I feel you there. I had to run and find my dog right before the live. Luckily, we had about 5 minutes. I could catch my breath, and I just ran to the house and back.
Yeah.
Someone says there's 2 to 3 inches on the ground there.
Yeah. It's supposed to be a good one. Yeah, when I get out trying to work cattle and stuff, I may have a small one, 200 or 300 pounds, and used to, no big deal. Just grab hold of it, bulldog it, throw it on the ground. Probably last year, I was trying to get one down out in the round pen, and you could see the round pen from the kitchen window. And I wrestled that thing till I was just, completely winded. I couldn't hardly move. And it was probably about 250 pounds. And it's like, I finally got it down where I could give it some shots. But I felt like I'd been whooped by 5 grown men. I was like, how in the world this little thing, these things, I used to throw them around all the time. But man, I went in the house and I asked the wife, I said, please tell me you weren't watching any of that. She goes, I watched enough of it, or something along those lines. Like,
so what we need to get her is to get that camera out and start recording when she sees something like that going on.
Yeah, she was videoing my first ride on my horse while I was breaking him, and ended up on the ground.
Oh, getting behind in the chat again. So, titanium wheel nuts, limited aluminum ball diff, aluminum steering arms. Wow. 30,000 RPM stock class motor. I think that sounds similar to what we were running. If Jeff's in here, he might remember. He would definitely know something with a 10 in it. It was a something 10. I don't remember what it was. Is what we were racing. 2 to 3 inches of snow in central Oklahoma. Yeah, so I think that happened. So Jeff, where he races his RC track that he races up there, all the racers from the local circle tracks during the winter when it's too cold to go racing at the big tracks, they all go RC racing all winter, and then when it gets nice out, they all go back to circle track racing again. I have some friends back in Colorado who are into the slot car thing pretty big, and I think they do pretty well with it. I don't know if Quality Control's still in here. She's, I think, in the office doing screen printing designs.
Did she leave us unsupervised?
Maybe.
Or maybe she's just being quiet to see if we slip up.
Maybe. I think we did pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, I lost my mouse.
I'm
no,
not sure
Chucky, they're talking about Decatur, Indiana, I'm pretty sure. She's trying to figure out all of our receipts for the past week. We went.
Oh.
I'm so tired of working on this Jeep and getting to a point and realizing I don't have the part I need. So we went and I think I got everything I need, just about everything that I could foresee that I'm going to need to finish it. So now that's not very nice. Oh, I misread that. I thought she said she fell asleep as well.
Oh.
I'd say I didn't think it was that boring. Tractors and snowblowers.
Well, we've got like 3 minutes, and then we could go to
The after hour show, and anything goes.
After hours. Then we can talk about anything.
We'll post a link when we get over there if anybody wants to join us as well.
Because earlier I thought, well, I can't talk about it, but I could take my phone and I can walk around my shop and like point at stuff. But then we actually got busy talking about stuff that was interesting, so I didn't do it. Yeah. I thought it was going to be. I thought we might be.
I didn't know how it was going to go. If it got to be awkward silence, we were going to outlaw her rule and just go back to talking about cars. But
it was good. You know, it's interesting to find out what everybody does, because we all know that we do what we do on YouTube. You know, we see that, but you know, the stuff that you do in your pastime that you don't get to see.
Yeah. Like, I didn't know that I was going to have to make really good friends with Chucky so we can go fishing.
There you go.
Nathan.
See, and then that could lead into you got to start a fishing channel.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
We could call it, if I'm involved, we could call it How to Fish and Never Catch a Bass.
Yeah.
Or How to Fish and Only Catch Little Tiny Bass. Shopcat says, who's fishing? He's in.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to do more fishing. When we first bought this place, my pond, I mean, it was just an overgrown mud hole is all it was. But I pulled a bass out of there about 10, 12 inches long. So holy cow, there ain't enough water in there for a bass that big.
Huh.
And now that it stays full all the time, I haven't taken a chance to see if there's anything left in it.
I caught the biggest fish of my life. Well, bass anyway. I was stopped at a truck stop in I can't remember the name of the town now. It's in Tennessee. It's on I-40 at exit 47. It's called the exit 47 truck stop. And I stopped there, and they had a like a 2-acre pond or an 1.5 acre pond. And I went inside and I asked the guy, "Can I fish over there?" He said, "As long as you put it back." I caught a 6-pound, 2-ounce bass in this little 1.5 acre pond. The biggest fish, the biggest bass I've ever caught.
Wow.
When I took my picture, you could see my trailer from my semi in the background. It was awesome. I used to carry poles, and I had a little rack I set up in the back of the sleeper. And if I'd stop somewhere, I was in I think Rainbow City, Alabama, and I think that was where I was at. I walked like a mile to this little pond to go fishing down there. I didn't catch anything, but it was good exercise.
Yeah. All right. I think we're about ready to go to the after hour show.
Yep,
We can talk about whatever.
So thanks everybody for coming and joining us and hanging out and talking about your hobbies. We are going to go over to the after hour show. Amber posted a link. Next week, this time on Chad's channel, we'll do the tailgate talk. And anything else you want to say?
No, we'll continue on. We can still talk about hobbies and everything on the after hour show. But yeah, next week will be on my channel. I'm not sure what the topic will be, but I'm sure we'll have plenty to talk about.
Yep.
All right. See you guys in a few minutes.
See everybody over there.